Hi everyone, today I'm going to resin coat my glitter onto my 32-ounce tumbler and show you guys my process on doing that. So I start out with 2 medicine cups and I start with my part A and part B of resin. I have them in these cool squeeze bottles. It's pretty convenient, but sometimes it's not easy to stop it where you need to, so I pour them into 2 separate cups and then I pour them into my mixing cup so that it's an accurate amount. And I'm going to do 40 milliliters just because it's glitter and I'm not 100% sure how much it's going to need, so I'd rather do more than too little. And whatever I do get left with, I'll probably just color and add to one of my molds and make a keychain or something that I do also make. So I'm going to squeeze this in here and make 20 in each of part A in one and part B in the other. Alright, perfect. So that's A. And here for part B. Awesome. Perfect. So definitely do that because part B comes out so much faster than part A, and sometimes I do have a little too much of the hardener, and so I don't want to have that issue. So now I separate it. And I'll just go ahead and scoop it all in my mixing cup. Usually I do have a clear cup, but I'm kind of out of my small ones, so I'm just using like the regular bathroom cup that you use for like mouthwash, which is white. Okay. Alright. And a little disclaimer, this is a chemical reaction that you're creating between the 2 parts of the epoxy resin, and they do recommend using a respirator, of course gloves, which I'm wearing, and safety goggles or glasses. I have glasses on and the gloves. I don't use a respirator because I'm in my garage and the garage door's open, so I have enough ventilation in here that I don't see a reason to have one of those on, but they do definitely recommend that you use that when mixing epoxy resin. So you're supposed to mix this slowly for 3 minutes. So we're going to set our timer and we'll stop in 3 minutes. I'll actually do a full 3 minutes, especially in these cups, because I can't see through it to see if the cloudiness went away. Usually when you start to mix it, it does have cloudiness, and that goes away and it turns clear, but I can't tell. And then just remember to scrape off the sides of your cup, and every so often I like to scrape off the wooden stick to make sure I get it all in there and mixed thoroughly. And I already went ahead and taped off my cup, but I don't know if you can tell now. I'll show you in a minute after I'm done mixing. I tape it off a couple of millimeters away from the edge of the glitter so that my resin gets right on the stainless steel, and it's just to make sure that the glitter stays intact and doesn't peel away or chip away and end up damaging the design, and make sure that it's all sealed in there and good to go. 3 minutes is a really long time. So my next video is going to be applying the vinyl and a picture, like I said, to my 32-ounce tumbler. I'm going to have those printed out, and then this Sunday I'll actually be able to take the video and show you guys and resin it all in one video. And so by Monday or Tuesday my cup should be 100% ready for me to use. So I'll be really excited for that. And I'm not 100% sure yet what I'm going to write on it, because each side I want it to be something a little different from the other. One side's going to be more based on me being a mom that works, and then the other side is just the mom side of it, with a picture of my son and what I work for. So I really look forward to coming up with a design and having that for you guys for Sunday. And then the video after that will be of me resin coating a set of coasters that I did a Dutch pour on that I showed you on my first video, the purple one. And so I look forward to doing that video as well. I'll try to get a video out for you guys every Sunday, by Sunday, so it's easier. Okay, so it's been 3 minutes already. I'll go ahead and move this stuff to the side, and I'll usually let my resin sit for a couple of minutes just to let the bubbles kind of disappear a little bit. And let me show you how you can see a little bit of that and that pretty teal glitter. I'm going to screw that right into my turner. And just grab a piece of paper real quick. Improvise and just use a regular piece of paper from a magazine I'll never use or read. Okay, it's on there. Let me turn this on. Alright, so I'm going to turn this a little more this way. Set this up a little different. I like it to turn a certain way, and then I want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. I do usually stand for this, so I'm going to scoot that out of the way. Okay. I'll take another quick turn at the resin. Make sure it's all mixed together. Alright. And now I'm going to go ahead. Can't figure out how I want this to go. Okay, so there we go. So I'm just going to start at the top and try to work my way around, and little by little spiraling myself down the tumbler. So, and I kind of just let it drip. and smooth it out so that it doesn't spill onto my paper so quickly. I don't want to waste any product. Trying to make sure you guys see what I'm doing, and so that's kind of why I have it at this angle. It is a little different on this angle. I usually go the opposite way, but I want to make sure you guys can see. I'm sure you can tell just a little bit of where I'm going with the resin. In my opinion, it's so much easier with a turner. I know some people actually hold the one side and then dip their fingers in the resin and put it onto the cup and turn with their hands, and then they use a regular like manual turner that's got a turning PVC pipe through a piece of cardboard that you sit there for 4 hours and turn every so many minutes, obviously more often at the beginning than at the end, but I don't have time for that, and so this makes it so much easier to deal with. And so this is pretty much it. You just kind of go through and make sure you have it all covered and coated. I think 40 mil is actually going to be just enough. Still trying to gauge how much resin to use on projects, especially the glitter. The glitter, I feel, soaks up so much resin, because I just did a 30-ounce regular tumbler the other day, and it took 20 milliliters, but it was also painted just a solid black. Usually I do use parchment paper under here, but I forgot to grab it before the video. So regular piece of paper works fine. I just won't be able to peel off the resin and reuse it, which is fine. I was going to throw this magazine away anyway. Okay, so and so what I'm going to do now is just go down to my bottom, and there are certain spots that have more resin on them than others. This will help make it an even coat. And this will also make it down to the bottom and be able to cover the base of the tumbler. And spraying the clear coat on it definitely helps keep the glitter together, because if not, you'd see a whole lot of glitter on my hand. Right now there's only a couple of specks, so that definitely does help. I did forget one time to do the clear coat, and when I resined, the glitter moved all over and it looked really, really cloudy in a sense. I was lucky that the base was white, but it was an ombre from a dark navy blue to a baby blue, and then back to a navy blue at the bottom, and it was definitely not what I was looking for as my finished product. But I learned that I want to clear after every step, every time. Alright, so just make sure that I get all the way to the top. There's a spot that's missing here. And so throughout you'll notice that I'll scrape any excess that's on my fingers right back into the cup. And it's really just to make sure I use all my product and don't lose any of it, waste any of it. And I always make sure that the bottom has just a really thin coat, because I don't want to have too much on one side and then it not sit right when I put it on the counter or the table. And other than that, it looks like that is it. Let me grab my torch. Sorry about that. I actually left it inside. And I'm going to stay away from it, and I'm just going to try to get the air pockets. And so I'm about 4 inches or so. You can't really tell too much with the glitter where the bubbles are. Ooh, it's about to rain. Good thing this will be done soon. Move this back inside. So usually when I start doing this on a color that's the full way around the same color, I go based off my tape line and where my tape ended, so that I know where my beginning and my end was, so I don't overheat the resin, which can actually cause pitting in it. And then I just make sure that there are no bubbles along the top. There's some right there. And I make sure I get the bottom as good as I can real quick. That's done. And I try to look at it at an angle. Sometimes you can definitely see the bubbles at an angle, but you can't when you look directly at it. And it looks like it's good. And so now I'm pretty much done. I just have to let it sit for 4 to 5 hours turning. I do normally leave it for about 4.5, 5, just to make sure that it's fully tacky and not still moving, because I don't want to get left with the drip spot at the bottom where it wanted to start to run. And in about a half hour, 45 minutes, I'll take my tape off, and it usually leaves a little line of resin right under the tape where they both meet, and I just wipe that off with some alcohol, and it comes right off so that it doesn't stay on there. If it does stay on there, I can usually just flick it off with my X-Acto knife, but I don't want to nick the stainless steel and have a scratch in it, so I prefer doing that right away when I peel the tape. But other than that, that's our video for today. We resin coated the glitter onto the tumbler, and so now I just have to let this dry for a full 24 hours before I can start anything. For the next video, I'll have it sanded and taped and prepped already for us to put the vinyl and picture on and resin it one more time to seal it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.